September is International Podcast Month, culminating with International Podcast Day coming up on the 30th. Now, podcasting isn't just a fun hobby, it's also a great resource for growing your own business as well as your brand. Chisa Pennix-Brown, also known as Lady Business, is a small business facilitator, a lifestylist, and a podcaster. Her podcast is all about real affirmations, and it's focused on confidence, mental health, and self-care. And get this, it has more than 100,000 downloads. She's even appearing at the largest women-led podcast summit in the world next month, and we are honored to have her on the Local Vibe right now. She's joining us live from Greensboro. Great to have you, Chisa, and welcome.
It's wonderful to be here. How are you?
Oh, I'm so great, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you. I want you to tell me why you decided to start your podcast to kind of also help what you do with businesses.
Well, I wanted to start my podcast because I wanted to give people something positive to listen to. And I think that oftentimes my audience tends to be women. So when women want to have somebody to talk to, there's not always someone around. So my podcast is there to really uplift you, to motivate you, and to just let you know that you can do it. And so I think that's probably why it really resonates with people. And it goes in a mission with my business, with Give It to the People, because we're here to curate events for people who are in business and who want to strive to do better. So it definitely goes along with the mission, and it makes people happy on a daily basis.
Oh, I love that. It's only what we need right now, right?
That's right. Yes.
And you're also hosting a podcast summit, right? What can maybe small business owners out there, how can they get involved, or what can they expect?
Well, what they can expect is to learn how to start it, because a lot of times people just get really intimidated when they don't know how to do something. So I love to make things easy for people. So we'll talk about starting it. We'll talk about growing it, booking guests, making it a real business, because a lot of times people think of this as a hobby, but you can really make money from it. And so we'll also talk about monetization, because to me, that is one of the reasons why we start businesses. I started mine as a hobby because it was something that I wanted to do. But then once I started getting really serious about it, that's when the numbers started to grow. And then really looking at it like a business has then been able to help me get to the Chi Podcast Summit, which I'll be speaking at, because they heard it, right? And so all the intention that goes behind it, if you're going to do it, you may as well do something that's going to benefit your business.
And congratulations, more than 100,000 downloads. That's amazing. Now, it may seem daunting for people out there to kind of start their own podcast. I would be nervous to do that. What would be the first step that you took?
Well, you would be excellent, so you don't even have to worry about that. So don't even worry about that part. But the biggest thing is equipment, knowing what equipment to get, not overbuying when you don't need certain things, and understanding that there are different ways to start and also different ways to do it. So some people will do like a video podcast. Some people, like I like to live stream and then take my audio from that and utilize that from the podcast. You can just podcast directly into certain systems, and you can even use your phone to podcast. So it depends on money. It depends on your capabilities. It depends on how in-depth you want to be, but it gives you a lot of different options to be able to start. And so we go over that when we're going to do the International Podcast Day Summit to show you how to do those things, so that this way you're not wasting time and you're not wasting money.
Man, you do it all. Chisa, before we go, please share with me what you've seen or heard from women who have listened to your podcast.
Oh my goodness. So most of the people that have listened send me messages all the time, and they tell me this is what I needed today. They told me that they were looking for affirmations. They came across mine. They loved the title. They clicked on it, and now we're best friends. So if you can reach people and be a best friend, via your voice, and people don't really know you, that to me has been the thing that is the most important, is being able to help people in situations. And I think mental wealth and mental health are important factors that we definitely need to pay attention to. And so this really helps people to look forward to something. Every Monday at 6 a.m. is when we drop new episodes.
Chisa, you've been so inspiring and positive. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And folks at home, you can listen to and download her podcast at giveittothepeople.com. You can find more information about Chisa and the podcast summit at ladybusiness.com. So great. She's coming to us from Greensboro as well. And